But when he told me that, I was like, oh, like I thought I was already healed of this. And he's like, no, Maya. What I realized was I need to take a step back and I need to not date at all. I will never be able to heal my relationship with my dad through another person. But does anyone else feel like when they wear foundation that their mustache is 10 times more noticeable? Just me? Just me? Hi my baby loves, welcome back to my channel. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Maya. For those of you who already do, thank you for coming back. Recently, I have been really struggling with a lot of things, and over the past couple, I would say like the past 8 months of my life, I have been noticing that I keep falling for the same type of guy. When I say type, what I'm talking about here is like their personality, their persona, how they hold themselves, how they carry themselves. But then there's something about them that you just feel this drawing or this connection to them with the same freaking guy. Like they're different, but they're the same. But like a little bit of their personality is different than this personality, but they kind of have the same persona, but they're also different. But I'm attracted to them. Why am I attracted to them? All of these things. And I was on TikTok and I saw this TikTok where this guy said, you're going to meet the same person in different bodies until you learn the lesson that you need to learn. And then he said, love yourself most, or love yourself first. I think it was love yourself most. And I remember laying there, and you know how TikToks will just replay and replay? Well, I was laying there and it was just going over and over again. My brain was just stuck on it. It just kept saying it over and over again. You're gonna keep meeting the same person in different bodies until you learn the lesson that you need to learn. Let's delve deep into this. So there's a story that I think I'm gonna share with you guys one day. I don't think that I'm at a place where I can share it yet in whole because recently it has resurfaced. So a couple months ago, I met this guy and we did not date. There was nothing like that going on. But what basically was the situation was I liked him and he liked me, and neither of us admitted to each other that we liked each other. And I think a lot of it was because of our past hurts and traumas. They were very similar, yet also very different. And I think that's what bonded and connected us very strongly, very quickly. And we both just had such a hard exterior and such like tall walls up. But it was weird because we would be vulnerable with each other in the sense of like sharing our stories, but not in the sense of sharing our feelings. And so to this day, I still regret the fact that he doesn't really know how I truly feel. And I feel some type of way that he didn't share with me how he truly feels, because I think we both know what the truth is, but we both didn't want to accept the truth. And there was also other weighing variables that, like I said, we're not even gonna get into. Anyway, what happened was this all recently resurfaced, all because I had a dream. And after I had this dream, what happened in the dream happened in real life, literally a couple hours later that day. And basically, he reached out to me. In the dream, we were able to have a conversation and speak out our true feelings, but we were not able to get to that point in real life. So all of this has been very much so resurfaced, and I kind of brought it up very passing to my therapist the other day. I said it like very, very fleeting. I was like, yeah, and anyway, something really crazy happened the other night. Like I had this weird dream and then it happened in real life. Anyway, and then I started talking about something else and he's like, hold on, wait a minute. You need to go back. And I was like, no, it's really not a big deal. And he's like, no, it is a big deal. You need to go back. So I started explaining the situation to him. Like I said, I think I do need to do a really in-depth video about this, but it just cannot be today's video because it's not the subject matter of what we're really trying to get to here. He said, no, we need to work on this right now, actually. He said, remember when you came to me the first day and you told me that you were a man-hater? And I was like, yes. He goes, I kind of put that on the shelf. It's time to take that off the shelf. We need to take that off the shelf. It's today. We need to start working on this today. And I said to him, like, when I told him that, I said, I'm a man-hater. And I hate that I hate men. Like, I want to love men. I want to be married one day. I want to have a family one day. Like, because of my experiences with men, I have become a man hater, and I hate that about myself. And I know that not all men are the same, but in a protection sense, my brain just automatically will put all men in the same category. I don't want that. I can admit that I have those feelings, and I am actively working on getting through this and no longer, one, feeling this way, and two, categorizing all men as the same. Because I do know, like in my subliminal, that not all men are the same, but I'm just not there yet. So I am working on it. And I don't think that this is right, but I do know a lot of women feel this way, and I think that it needs to be shared. Basically, what happened was throughout the summer, I started talking to like a few different guys. And I kept noticing, like, why do I keep having the same problem over and over again? Like, they all act like they want me, they want me, they want me. And then all of a sudden, they fade out. They fade out, or they can't really like say how they feel, or maybe they only wanted me for one thing. And it just kept, like, I kept meeting just the same situation over and over again. Like, obviously it was a little bit different each time. Like, nothing was like that one guy that I met 8 months ago. And I don't think I've ever felt that way about a man, honestly. Like, I was not in love with him. I don't think I've never been in love yet, but I had love for that man. And I feel like I didn't even feel like how I did about him, the guy 8 months ago, like I did for a previous boyfriend I had. So that kind of speaks volumes right there. However, the other two like little situationship fling things that I had this summer, they were very different, but also similar to the guy 8 months ago. And so I saw this TikTok, and he said what he said, like we went over this. And so I kept replaying that in my mind. Same person, different body. Same person, different body. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm not learning the lesson. And so as I'm talking to my therapist and we're hashing all this out and we're going through all of this, he was like, Maya, a lot of people that have traumatic childhoods, or not traumatic traumatic childhoods, or a lot of people that have toxic relationships with their parents or very broken relationships with their parents, they tend to date the person that they have the most broken relationship with. Okay, so for me, I have a very broken relationship with my father. And so my therapist was saying to me, this guy 8 months ago has very specific correlation to my dad and things that go on with my dad. And it's very strange. A lot of times when, like, now that this all just resurfaced, my dad was in the hospital up in Philly. And I was thinking about, like, do I need to go back up to Philly? And that's where this guy lives. And then at the same time, this guy reached out to me out of nowhere. And I had this dream out of nowhere when, like, we have had no contact at all whatsoever for 7-8 months. So my therapist said, there's direct correlation between your dad and this man. And he said, a lot of times people, man or female, will date, even marry, the person that they struggled the most with out of their parents. So if they had a more broken relationship with their mother, they tend to date a person that is like their mother. If they had a more broken relationship with their father, which is my situation, they tend to date someone that is like their father. So that whole saying of girls date their fathers is probably very relevant, but at the same time, I'm sure a lot of girls date their mothers, because if there is a more broken relationship there, that's what they're trying to heal. And that's what my therapist was saying. He said the reason why people do this and they go and they date people that are most like their most broken relationship out of the two parents is because in your heart, deep down in your soul, you want to have healing over the brokenness. You want to fix what was wrong in your childhood. You want to fix what was wrong in the relationship with your parent, and you want to feel that acceptance. So whether you realize it or not, you go out and you seek out these people that have that same brokenness that your parent has, and it becomes the same dynamic because you want to see it healed. You want to see it fixed. And instead of it being fixed directly with the parent, you try and have it in another relationship and fix it through that. And the issue with that is it's never going to work. It's never going to work because You're trying to fix something that happened in the time of you being raised, in the whole of you and your mom or your dad's relationship. You're trying to take all of that, think about that, all of that, and you're putting it into a brand new relationship, and you're trying to fix what you have broken with your mom or your dad in your new boyfriend and in this new relationship. I don't know if that will speak to any of you, but when he told me that, I was like, and immediately I left and I was like, same person, different body, same person, different body. Oh my gosh. That is why I'm so connected to him. And that's why after him, I kept going for the same type of characteristics that are never going to fulfill a relationship, that are never going to be able to work in a relationship. And so what I realized was I need to take a step back, and I need to not date at all. I need to not really even be, personally for me, talking to men right now. And I need to work on healing this brokenness that I have from me and my dad. And I need to work on this brokenness of these men that I have involved myself with that have left me with so much sadness and hurt that I never fixed. And I told my therapist, like, oh, like, I thought I was already healed of this. And he's like, no, Maya. And I was like, that actually kind of makes sense that I'm not healed of it, because I think what I did was I pushed it down and down and down, and I told myself, you're healed of this, but I was never actually healed. I was never actually healed of it. There was no healing ever involved. There was no diving deep. I never had anyone to ever say, the reason you went for him in the first place was because you felt this natural drawing because he reminded you of your dad, and you innately want to heal that relationship that you had with your dad. So if that means you have to go through someone who could potentially be a boyfriend, you're going to do that. I really want you guys, especially kids that grew up with broken relationships with their mother or their father, or who grew up with trauma in the home, when you go out to date, that you really take into consideration all of these things, and really take into consideration, am I healed? Am I working on healing? Am I in therapy for healing? Am I going after the same characteristics and traits that my mom has? Am I going after the same characteristics and traits that my dad has? Am I going after their good characteristics and traits, or their bad characteristics and traits that I'm trying to heal, that I will never be able to heal my relationship with my dad through another person? It just doesn't even make sense. You're leaving one toxic relationship unhealed to enter into a new toxic relationship to heal the old one. That doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. But I've done it. I've done it multiple times. And so many other people have done it too. So yeah, guys, I just felt really led to share this because it's something that I'm actively going through right now. It's something that I'm actively trying to heal through. And I know that so many people go through this, and so many people have brokenness and hurts from their childhood, and hurts like mommy and daddy wounds and issues. And I just don't want it to have to continue for you, because it does not have to be a continual cycle. It can be something that is broken, and it can be something that you can be set free of. Yeah, guys, that's just a little bit of something that I've been going through recently, and I wanted to share it with anybody that it would help. If you guys could please like and subscribe if this is the type of content, type of vibe that you guys feel, that you guys like. Please like and comment, and please subscribe down below.